Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. It's a new week, it's a brand new week, it's a brand new day, it's a Monday. We are going to be discussing lots of Arsenal stuff, lots of Arsenal stories. The transfer window is just 10 days away and it is really hitting up already, with Arsenal being linked with a swap deal for AUBAMEYANG and Kukusevski. Now, Juve are very open. They want a big striker. They want to get in a striker, and that could be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And a swap deal between Kukusevski and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is already on the cards. We are going to be discussing that, but also the possibility that three other big clubs, including PSG, are fighting to take Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang away from Arsenal Football Club. We also get into the fact that Gabriel Martinelli could be getting a new shirt number 11 or shirt number 14. Which of the two does he suit? We'll be diving into that. And of course, the latest around COVID-19 from Mikel Arteta, and of course, the latest around Tomiyasu and the injury update at the club. We are going to be digesting all that in this video. Do me a favor, smash the like button, make sure we get this one to 300 likes. It's a Monday. We should start the week, we should start the day with a big boost. So let's start, let's get this to 300 likes. Massively appreciated. And make sure you also down there below, you subscribe to the channel. Just go below the video, there is a red button, subscribe, and make sure you subscribe to support the podcast. But of course, the other way to support the podcast is by joining Melbet. Melbet are sponsoring our videos for 30 good days. We partnered with them for 30 days, and what they are saying is that if you want to win some money tomorrow, we'll be playing Sheffield. That is easy money. If you want to bet with Melbet, if you want to easy money, please make sure you bet with Melbet. Link is in the video description, and use my promo code Cossy in capital letters COSSY. Make sure you use that promo code to support the podcast and also to bring in some little money into your into your pocket as side income. But at the moment, enjoy the video and let's get to it. Because if you start off large with the latest around Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, a lot is being said, a lot is being fronted, with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The first comments I want to react to about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and I would love you to know as well, is that there are revelations, there are leaks that it is not Mikel Arteta that actually forced Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang outside the squad. It is not the decision of Mikel Arteta. We will try to look into that. But according to what I know, and according to what the latest rumors, the latest reports I'm looking at, it is not Mikel Arteta that is forcing Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang out of the squad. Actually, according to talks, it is Josh Kroenke. It is Josh Kroenke who is saying that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang should be out of the squad. It is the decision of Josh Kroenke. It is not the decision of Mikel Arteta. And of course, a couple of reports indicating that Mikel Arteta still loves Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and he would love him to be training and back with the side. But of course, what I know is that Josh Kroenke has a hand in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang being banished from the club. Could it be political? Could it be some politics? Of course, there have been rumors, there have been talks that the sidelining of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has some political influence in it. It is not purely indiscipline. It is not purely footballing reasons. There is some reason as to why his captaincy was stripped off. Not only the indiscipline, not only that, there is some political reason. But of course, I'm not going to dig deep into that until I find more. But Josh Kroenke believed there to be the man behind Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's banishment from the Arsenal squad. And of course, talking about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang banishment and the opportunities, Juve are providing an outlet. They are really giving Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as an outlet to find greener pastures, to find a new life in Turin. And they are saying a swap deal between Kukusevski and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is already on the cards. What do you think about that, lads? What do you think about Kukusevski joining in Arsenal and then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leaving the club? Because for me, it's one that really makes a lot of sense, really one that actually makes massive sense. Dejan Kulusevski is no longer playing for Juve. He's no longer getting game time there in Turin. He's never going to be one of those important players there at Juve. And of course, we know Arsenal are much interested in signing in the player. Arsenal do really want to get in Dejan Kulusevski, and he is our priority this January transfer window. Of course, Aubameyang also is almost in a similar situation like Kulusevski. The only difference is that Kulusevski has very good terms, has a very good rapport with Juve. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has a very relationship, very bad relationship with Arsenal at the moment. But of course, all of them, and both of them are really in a very tight situation. They're stuck between a hard place and a rock. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang there no longer, can you imagine, no longer training with the side. He's really training alone. And of course, Dejan Kulusevski as well is lacking game time. So just make it happen. Just swap the two. Of course, the only problem that has been highlighted with this swap deal is the money. Swap deal is on, but the money, the wages that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is getting, that is the problem. Because Juve there, they have already announced that they want to let go of many players. They want to let go of many players that are actually placing a high burden on the wage, on the wage bill. They just want to let go of some names there that are not really playing football. But of course, if they let around 3 players go and bring in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang right now earning close to 350,000 per week. That is huge money. That is massive amounts of money. Juve are very skeptical about the money, and of course the fact that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang might not actually click. He might not be the striker that they think they will be signing. Of course, that they have been disappointed by Alvaro Morata. Really, Morata there being dreadful at Juve. But of course, they would love to give it a go, and it is it is being proposed that a swap deal between Dejan Kulusevski and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is on the cards. Let's wait and see what's gonna happen. Of course, our priorities in this January transfer window. You have you have Arthur Melo there. You also have Dejan Kulusevski, and the marker today have actually come out and said Mikel Arteta plans to strengthen the squad in January by adding 2 signings from Juve, and that is Dejan Kulusevski and Arthur Melo. Now, of course, the marker are one of those really small small article writers that I really love to read about. I do not take everything they say 100%, but I really I really give it a thought. I really give them some time, because they really do not try write trash all the time. So they are saying that 2 players from Juve are on Mikel Arteta's transfer list, and that is Arthur Melo. Of course, we know that Arthur Melo has been on on Mikel Arteta's transfer list at least for now, at least for a week now or so. And of course, Dejan Kulusevski for almost 3 weeks, for almost 4 weeks, he is there on Arsenal's transfer list. So let's wait and see. But the marker in an article they have written, they are indicating that Mikel Arteta will try to sign that duo from Juve, Arthur Melo and Dejan Kulusevski. My opinion there is, I think it is a very good move. Those are very good moves. Arthur Melo coming in as a central midfielder, it is a loan deal. It is not really costing us anything, and of course, it is a player that comes in to give us something we're gonna be lacking if in case Thomas Partey leaves in January. We will have Arthur Melo there in the midfield. I'm telling you, lads, if we have Arthur Melo and Albert Sambi-Lokonga, we will not be missing Thomas Partey. And I'll say that again, we won't miss Thomas Partey if we have Lokonga fit or Xhaka fit with Arthur Melo. You will tell me at the end of the season, you will be saying, Cossy, let's sign Arthur Melo on a permanent transfer, because for me, I trust him. I know what his potential is, and I know that if Arsenal got him, they will be getting a very good player there. And because Dejan Kulusevski, we all know that the interest is very genuine. All sources, all very big sources in Italy, including Fabrizio, have indeed confirmed that Arsenal do need to get in Dejan Kulusevski, and a move could be very close. So let's wait and see whether we will get Dejan Kulusevski and Arthur Melo both from Juve, and of course both in the January transfer window, because that is going to be very interesting. Now let's talk about Gabriel Martinelli and what the transfer news website have actually brought up. They are saying Gabriel Martinelli has caught the attention of Real Madrid and Juve. As mentioned a couple of days ago, Arsenal have no intention of selling and will offer him a new contract within the next 6 months. Of course, guys, this is absolute trash. I do not need to listen to stories like this. I really do not need to read stories like this, that Martinelli is linked with club A, is linked with club B. I do not want even to listen to anything like that, because for me at the moment he is really that rejuvenated player that we've always been waiting for. He's waited patiently, he's taken his chance. I do not need to think about Martinelli now, in transfer sagas the likes of Edin Ketia are in. I really do not want to listen to that. But of course it is a weakness there from Arsenal. This young lad should have been given a contract long time ago, a new contract long time ago. But of course, there is some positive news there that Arsenal are preparing a new contract for Gabriel Martinelli. But above that, there is also talk that he might get the shirt number 14. Let's talk about that, because of course we know shirt number 14, what it means for Arsenal. We have a legend in there. That shirt has been worn by a legend, by not only an Arsenal legend, but also a legend in the Premier League, a legend of football, a legend of the game at large, Thierry Henry. Of course, let's think about it, lads. If Gabriel Martinelli takes on a shirt number 14, I think it will be a very big opportunity for him as a player. Smith Rowe taking on shirt number 10, shirt number 7 to Saka, and then shirt number 14 to Gabriel Martinelli. I think it will be a statement. It will be a statement of trust. It will be a statement of loyalty. We will have shown him that we trust you, we need you, and you are part of this big project. So for me, should we give him shirt number 14? Maybe it's a little bit early, but at the end of the season, if Gabriel Martinelli proves that he can be that consistent player in terms of goal scoring, in terms of being relentless, in terms of his attitude, in terms of his hunger to win, give him the shirt number 14, because we will have Martinelli in shirt number 14, shirt number 10 in Smith Rowe, shirt number 7 in Saka, and shirt number 8 in Martin Odegaard. That is the perfect. The only thing we will be missing is a shirt number 9, and of course I know maybe Dusan Vlahovic will be putting on that number, that shirt number 9, maybe in January, maybe in the summer. We still wait and see, because indeed Fabrizio Romano has actually put up an update around Dusan Vlahovic, and he has said that Dusan Vlahovic has matched Cristiano Ronaldo's record, most Serie A goals in a calendar year since 1960, and that is 33 goals. And he said Fiorentina CEO has confirmed that Dusan and his agent have turned down our new contract proposal yet again. We have offered the best salary in Fiorentina history, and the contract has actually been turned down. Of course, guys, this is a very huge boost for us to get Dusan Vlahovic, because every single day, he turns down a new contract. He turns down a new proposal from Fiorentina. The clear motive of the player and his camp, they want to leave Fiorentina. They want to find greener pastures. They want to go somewhere where it is greener, where it is better. They want a new challenge. Fiorentina, sorry, even if they're offering 1 million in wages, the player does not want to stay with them, because he wants a new challenge. He wants something big. He wants something better. And for me, I believe Dusan Vlahovic moving to Arsenal, we are the perfect fit. We are that club that's gonna give him a ladder. If he wants to go to bigger heights, we can't be that ladder. And also, if he wants to come to a club that is really developing well, a club that is really ambitious at the moment, and a club that is really having hopes of going back to Champions League, of winning the title, maybe in the next 5 years, that is still Arsenal Football Club. So it needs for him to decide wisely, but at least what we know is that he has turned down another contract from the parent club, Fiorentina. Big boost for Arsenal if we can actually get that one done. Martin Keown on Martin Odegaard, he has actually put up a very interesting comment. And he said, I will say that when he first came to Arsenal Football Club, I was not the biggest fan of Martin Odegaard, but I have to change that opinion now because he's really developing well. Of course, many people that really misjudge Martin Odegaard, and I am really surprised that when I do match reactions, not many Arsenal fans really tell me about Martin Odegaard. Many people talk about Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe. Talk about Martin Odegaard, because many of you really said you trashed him. You said he was not a good good player. Yes, I personally wanted James Maddison, but I kept on saying that the fact that I want Maddison doesn't mean Odegaard is not good enough. He's not a good player, and and just look, guys, the man is really developing well. The man is actually becoming an absolute beast. The man is actually becoming the piece of creativity that we've always been lacking. So Martin Keown there coming out and confirming, just like many other people should do. Many people just don't want to lose, and for me, it is one debate that I'm so happy to lose. Bringing in Maddison and bringing in Martin Odegaard. If Martin Odegaard is the better player now, it is a debate that I'm really, really happy to lose. And of course, guys, moving on. Today is this year it will be the first day ever since 2016 that Arsenal go into Christmas in the top 4. Absolute scenes. Now, according to the AFC staff, they are saying Arsenal will spend a day in the top 4 of the Premier League for the first time since 2016 during Christmas. Wow, that is interesting. That is very, very interesting. And of course, guys, we have been really struggling. We've really struggled in the past around 5 years, 6 years. We've really struggled, dropping out of the top 4, dropping out of the top 6, dropping out of the top 7. We've been finishing 8th consecutively, and of course those seasons, in between those seasons, we have always been 16th, 15th, 11th. But now Arsenal is back, and of course yesterday Spurs dropping points. That is a huge boost for us. I hope they can continue losing points day in, day out. We will get there. We will be there, up there, and we'll be watching them as they drop points. And of course, guys, today let's first talk about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and of course the other option that he has. PSG have actually come in for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. They are saying they will be interested in getting him, and they're preparing a loan deal, a loan offer in the January transfer window. Honestly, I think anything for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will do at the moment. He's really frustrated. He's really tired of Arsenal Football Club. And the moment that I saw and I learned that it could be more than football, it could be more than reasons that, it could be reasons of politics, I understood he's never going to be playing for Arsenal maybe ever again. His captaincy is taken away, his training rights are taken away. I think it's high time he moves on. PSG there, it would be a very good opportunity for him to go to PSG. I don't know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. And finally, lads, today, of course not finally, we have to look at the comments of Mikel Arteta, but today Premier League clubs and the Premier League Leadership Board will be sitting and will be meeting to decide whether we take a break or we actually continue with the ongoing campaign. Because what is happening at the moment is that many players are picking up COVID-19 cases. Many players are testing positive, and 2 players have actually tested positive in the Arsenal squad. We will get to know them with Mikel Arteta speaking. So of course he spoke about a couple of things after the game, the importance of Gabriel Martinelli on Martinelli's development, and a couple of other things. And of course, he spoke about COVID and Tomiyasu's injury. Let's see what he said on the performance, on the performance of timing and patience with Gabriel Martinelli. He said, we see the player every day, and we know whether the player has to be able to appear in the right, in the right frame, and then sustain that level into the season. We've started to use Gabi more and more. When we thought that was the case. There's no point exposing a player even when there is a lot of opinions. That has to be done because it won't be beneficial for the player. And in the end, we are here to protect the player and develop players that we have in the best way possible. On Martinelli's development in terms of positioning and on either wing, he said he's come a long way because his energy, his passion, his commitment, it doesn't get much better than that ever. But there are other aspects in the game that he has to do to develop and maintain the ones that he's exceptional at, like today. Because when he has chances, he puts them away. Again, he is in the right direction. On allegations of racism towards our players, he said, unfortunately, I can confirm that it was reported to the stadium manager, and now the authorities will deal with it. On whether on whether one of our substitutes had the racism, from the crowd. He said yes, it was a player sitting on the bench. One of the players had those comments on the alleged incident. He said, I don't know exactly who it was directed at. That is why we will have to be interviewed. That is why they will have to be interviewed, and they will deal with the authorities in that case. On Tomiyasu getting off early and getting an injury, he said no, it was more of a muscular injury. He got a big load on him because he played every single minute since he joined us, and even this week he's been struggling a little bit. We decided to take him off. He wasn't 100% confident to continue in the game, and hopefully he's not that badly injured. On why London Colney had to be deep cleaned early this week, he said pure precaution. We had some cases in the staff, and we wanted to prevent any issues. Everybody that we've seen around us had a few cases, and the cases have risen, so we wanted to protect our people, and Gary, the club doctor, and medical staff made the right call to close it for a day and make sure that all the tests from everybody was negative, and make sure that when they were back, everybody was safe. On Albert Sembilakonga having COVID, and whether there is someone else, he said we have another player as well. Pablo Mari has COVID, so unfortunately they will be out as well. On unvaccinated players, lastly, he said, I've actually mentioned that we can suggest and guide our players to get vaccinated, but it is really a personal thing to do, and I don't think that we can push for any any further than that. You have to educate them and try to give them the right information. Try to understand the different cultures that we are involved in football, and after that, we've done really well so so far, and hopefully we can continue like that. So that is there, guys. Mikel Arteta after the press conference speaking there. Of course, when he wins the game, he bosses around like he won a lottery. That is the latest around Arsenal. Smash a like on the video. We have the video is brought to you by Melbet. Let's get this to 300 likes. If you're watching this as it ends, make sure you leave a like before you leave. 300. That is our target. Let me speak to you today later when we speak much about Arsenal again.